it is now. All right, we're going to move on to a little thing called the Proud Boys. Yeah, Proud Boys are a lot of fun. Yeah, so members of the Proud Boys, far right extremist group, pretty much assaulted left wing protesters after their founder and leader, their big papa, their proud man, Gavin McInnes, spoke at a highbrow right wing club, which is pretty in New York State. It's like Metropolitan Republican Club. But like that sounds like the dumbest name in the world. That they call it that is a little sad. But anyway, yeah. So that is very disturbing, obviously to say the least. McInnes is, if you don't know, an incredibly misogynistic, incredibly dumb dude who literally says sexist, awful things to trigger libs for a living. He has a show, he has videos, but the problem is, like, his show now is not on, like, YouTube, and he was actually co-founded Vice, which is a little incredible, but he left, like, long before Vice got, like, big at all, so, just kind of shows you how stupid he is, but, yeah, he says, yeah, pretty much, yeah, sexist things, like he said, women like being in the kitchen. Yeah, they like it. They do better there. They're more happy in the kitchen. Like, that's something he said before. And now he has a big influence on politics and it's stranglehold over the Republican Party. Like, that's the way it works. Yeah, he is the Republican Party. He's pretty much the leader of an incel community that is the Proud Boys. And it is quite incredible to see some of his influence and especially some of the things he says and he makes his followers feel compelled to do. So, yeah, you're going to discover that in a moment. Proud Boys, by the way, yeah, again, I really don't know if I can get over it, like, how incredibly weird that name is. Like, Jesus Christ. Proud Boys. I'm a proud boy. Like, I don't even know what that connotes. I don't even know what that means. Probably something awful, but yeah, we don't know. So apparently they beat up protesters while yelling homophobic slurs and kicked them while they were down. It's really just awful stuff. It's happened about half an hour. Even after McInnes left, there were some protesters there. So, like, give credit to these protesters here. They were actually there and, like, resisting the stuff when we were all asleep, which is pretty incredible that they had the stones kind of to do it, which is, wow. Yeah, so we're going to play a little bit of these videos, a little bit of a close review of the attack from someone there who was at the time, and we'll just even play the audio. And warning here, there will probably be some graphic stuff, including the F word, but for gays, I don't really want to say it right now. But yeah, so here's what it is. Yeah, just be warned, explicit content here. Yeah, so this is pretty much the attack happening. It's a video, so you can't really see it. They're really just doing very odd, awful stuff.
Come on, guys, stop! Stop!
And then a Proud Boy leader comes in, says stop, and then gets dragged right into the melee there. And then police come. Do a bit of a scuffle. Oh, that did not look good. Yeah, so I mean, I know this is like, you can kind of hear the sounds, and it's, I mean, the Twitter account is at LeftKissed, where they protested it. They posted the protesters just being beat up. It's just really some awful stuff. You can hear them yelling. You can hear them say all this kind of stuff, which is just, ugh. It's very disturbing. So yeah, dozens of protesters were also chanting at McInnes as he left the club, which probably could have triggered them. Yeah, this guy, he's literally leading an alt-light organization. I mean, it's not no neo-Nazi, but he is on the spectrum of, like, crazy people. And he needs to be stopped. Like, this is a real problem. Like, the Proud Boys, they're not a joke. Like, they're not some, like, little right-wing organization. Like, because after they did this, after they just outnumbered, like, they beat up, like, 3 protesters. And after that, they wanted to do a group photo after the fight, so they were pretty hyped. They pretty much began to march downtown, literally while flashing a white power symbol as they walked on by, which is incredible. Yeah, because that's what that is. They did a white power, like, hand signal they move through, which is a little disturbing to say the least, if that is actually a white power symbol. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. So a man who was there, a Twitter user, Shay Horse, described the scene. So, so anti-fascist mobilization, pretty much, it is a big protest there after he left with some signs saying "Make racists afraid again." Gavin's event, he said, is wrapping up now, and the NYPD is keeping a big gap between the protesters and attendees leaving the event. So followed the Proud Boys after they left the event. 1-2 blocks away, 30 Proud Boys and random fights broke. 30 Proud Boys in V3, I don't know what that means. Pretty much random fights broke out. It ended with 30 Proud Boys pummeling the guy on the ground, screaming, "Are you brave now?" Going home to file an end of the shots. I haven't seen a fight that violent in a really long time. The Proud Boys were totally willing and ready to be violent. They didn't even wear masks. They jumped on the train 45 minutes ago. They were going to a bar in the East Village. Didn't follow them until the train, so I'm guessing we might hear about more fights tonight. This is one of the nights where things seem even more effed up. When I was editing / reviewing my photos, I didn't realize how many fights were happening at once. It was really kind of a scuffle. It was an incredible melee. At Hunted Horse is the Twitter user who put this all together. It's like really, he did get some very interesting shots. So yeah, and the Proud Boys, obviously, they did a white power ambush there. So also what happened is he Gavin McInnes actually weighed into it. And he was like, "Yeah, this is what happens. You guys got your ass beat. Sorry." Like, he, as the big proud man, he did like literally nothing to try and stop violence, which just shows you pretty much everything about him you need to know. So yeah, he's just as radical, just as extreme, just as like scarily on the spectrum, really, as the rest of these people are, which is just, it just shudders. That's what we're gonna really be needing to investigate. So according to the Gothamist, following the attack, some Proud Boys yelled, "I like beer," which is a reference to Brett Kavanaugh. They've labeled the Proud Boys a hate group. Southern Poverty Law Center has, that regularly spouts white nationalist memes and maintains affiliations with known extremists. Jason Kessler, who helped organize the Unite the Right neo-Nazi Charlottesville rally, last year was a Proud Boys member. Roger Stone is a Proud Boys guy, which is incredible. Wow. There's no evidence that any vandalism that took place around the Republican Club was Antifa. The violence was videos from last night that show again about 20 Proud Boys beating 3 people on the ground. Of course, there has been literally no evidence that there was an Antifa, and obviously the violence came from the Proud Boys. Obviously they came from the Proud Boys. But of course, Fox News literally comes out with the headline, "Antifa attacks again." Like, really, my guy? Come on. So the SPLC put some quotes together about Gavin McInnes to show you what kind of guy he is. He said, "It's such a rape culture with these immigrants. I don't even think these women see it as rape. They just see it as like having teeth pulled. It's a Monday, and I really enjoy it, but it's what you do. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have the same trauma as it would be with a middle-class white girl in the suburbs, because it's so entrenched into their culture." Yeah, it's pretty much just immigrants. So yeah, they're just like raping each other. That's what they do. They're just like raping. Like, that's literally what he's thinking. So Muslims have a problem with inbreeding. They tend to marry their first cousins, which is a major problem, because when you have mentally challenged inbreds, not all Muslims are, but a disproportionate number are, and you have a hate book called the Quran, you end up with the perfect recipe for mass murder. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that is chilling stuff. Again, very, very chilling stuff. So hopefully I'll be keeping personally an eye for, see if there's any justice that actually comes down on this, but we just have not seen really any major things so far. about this whole Proud Boys rally. That's makes your blood just chill and boil at the same time. Yeah, so anyway, that is about it for that story. We're going to now move on to something that is a little bit less worse, but still not great. So pretty much what happened is the universe conjured up a special piece of news just for pretty much the entire left recently. Bill and Hillary Clinton are going on a 13-city North American tour starting next month. Live Nation's the tour promoter, which is backed, joins for Taylor Swift and Obama, and it's pretty much a big idea. They're billing the events an evening with the Clintons, probably like the least popular country in a political couple in the country. Like, we really want to have an evening with them, you guys. I don't know, I didn't mean to hit that, sorry. But like, good job, Live Nation. Really doing a good job making money about something people care about there. Yeah, that's really good. Like to see it. Thank you, Live Nation. No, go away. So the promoter said the show's attendees will have the opportunity to hear one-of-a-kind conversation with the two leaders as they tell their stories from some of the most impactful moments of modern history, from the American presidency to the halls of the Senate and State Department to one of the United States' most controversial and unpredictable presidential elections. They will provide a unique perspective on the past and remarkable insight about where we go from here. So where we go from here, guys, like, you guys put us in the situation, so I don't really want to hear any complaining. We will hit 4 cities, starting with the 5,200-seat Park Theater in Las Vegas, which is, a little bit small, but it's not surprising. This should not be very surprising to you anyway. If you know the Clintons, their tickets will be about $70 for these conversations. There's the least expensive tickets, and the priciest tickets will cost $699. Wow, that is, prices vary by city, but $70 to $699 is the price range there. Jesus, $699 to watch Clinton speak about where we go from here. Jesus, that's a lot. Hello, gentlemen. I don't know if you noticed this past Saturday we made a few new moves. We said goodbye to the Spencer Walsh Show. It was a very bittersweet moment. We said so long. We'll be posting some of the best episodes of the Spencer Walsh Show's history. I saved them, and I'm going to be putting them back on our of our new shows, which is called SWR Classics, compiling some of the best work we've ever done. We're going to update those periodically. Haven't really decided on a timetable yet, but probably actually won't be one. We're going to pretty much fill them in as we can, when we can, etc., etc. You know the drill. So we got that going on. SWR Classics, a compilation of some of our best work we have ever done here at Spencer Walsh Radio Network. And, of course, what we will also be gifting you with is Red Alert. New episodes, new show. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty much telling you why we're all screwed. It's kind of a compliment newsflash. Things you need to know before you hit the polls in November. We're going to be updating it on Mondays and Fridays. That's the dates that we have in mind right now, subject to change. That's coming very soon. So stay tuned to this part of the show for more announcements about that, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's going to be it for us. This is Flush. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.